it too. You did the nice crossover thing. That was pretty badass, yeah. Well, talking about guns, being a badass part of the show, I actually, and I'm not giving away anything here, I got to shoot some guns, finally. I think James and I started, we were the first scene of the miniseries, which was the spine-blowing sex scene, and we finished the last scene of Main Unit, and this time we were shooting guns. So, I think it was like really the first time I shot Kane, never mind. But it was really getting to shoot guns and run, and I'm not giving anything away. But I just kind of had to add in a few extra for good measure at the very end, because it was, but I got to shoot like a brand new, first girl ever to shoot this gun, apparently. The armory guy was very proud of me. And then I turned around and Katie had the same gun, so... Great, thank you. Well, at least I did get to shoot yesterday too, so maybe I was the first. But I agree with you. I was the first, yeah.
I'm going to say that to all the girls.
Yeah. I will agree that the dropping of the Galactica was probably one of the coolest special effects moments, and it even took me by surprise because I watched a rough cut of it when the tower was just a box with a little green thing on the top, and Galactica was like a cardboard figure dropping down. So when it actually I did see the final cut, it's pretty awesome.
I don't know if it's badass particularly. I always found it feels strange coming out of my badass. Anyway, one of my favourite bits in the show is when Adama and Ty are together. I think it's this season, and it's a very serious conversation about food is running out, everybody's, whatever, people are committing suicide, whatever. And Adama says, are the people on this particular ship still eating paper? And Ty goes, no. And Adama says, why? And Ty says, paper shortage. And then they both laugh. And I hadn't seen that, it was a different part of an episode I wasn't in. It just blew me away. The reality, the tragedy, the humor, the humanity. I thought that was fantastic. And actually as well, on a level of shooting guns, because I shot guns with Tricia at the end, and that was so exciting and so much fun. It just at the very end, the main unit finished around 4:30 in the morning, and 2 nights ago in Los Angeles, I just caught Apocalypse Now. And filming the end of Battlestar was like being in Apocalypse Now. There's like 2.5 units, 3 units on different stages, not with enough walkie-talkies. So some guy runs up to me at about 2:30 in the morning and goes, "Second unit! Second unit!" And disappears into the night. I arrive at the second unit aren't there, they've moved on. There's some guy going, "Oh yeah, they moved on. I don't know, where are they?" They can hear sporadic gunfire going off into the night. It was fracking awesome.
I think my favorite moment of the show is probably when President Gaius Baltar puts his head down on the desk, and then it just says 1 year later when he picks it up. That to me was, I love that. I'd never seen anybody try to do something like that on TV and do it, to jump a year ahead of the narrative and do it in the middle of an episode, do it in the middle of a scene. And it wasn't a dream, and we didn't backtrack on it, and we just kept going. And I thought it was a really sort of, really interesting bit of storytelling. I always think about that. I'm very proud of that beat in the show.
It's hard to pick one because it's such a powerful experience, having been involved with this for so many years, and the show has had so much emotional potency and so much political transcendency, and really there's so many things you could look at and try to identify as the best kick-ass moment. But for me, purely from an emotional standpoint, you guys can make fun of me for being soft or whatever, but the most memorable moment for me was watching Starbuck and Number 6 pound the ever-loving shit out of each other for an entire act at the end of season 1. It's hard to do better than that.
The crap out of each other too. Like Tricia and I, we were calling each other like 2 weeks later going, I still have that bruise on my shin. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think we became friends that day. Yeah, I think we both realized we were kind of made of the same stock and that we'd be good friends.
They wouldn't kiss though, no matter how much
They kept saying to us that if the ratings dropped, they just needed to have that fight again, just add Jell-O. Thank gosh you guys kept the ratings up.
We got some questions from the Sci-Fi Digital Network that have been collected for you guys, so I'm going to pass them on TV.com. Question for James Callis from a dude named Escafo. When people from the fleet hear the name Gaius Baltar, there are usually strong emotions that follow. Up until recently, it was almost 100% negative. How did you, James Callis, feel about the cult following that Baltar found himself among? Did you have a hard time balancing who Baltar was with his followers and who they wanted him to be?
In one word answer, yes.
Sweet, moving on. No, go ahead, give them their answer.
No, that's kind of it. I think I addressed that question before. He gets involved in something that's that he can't fathom. And he's also, I think, immensely bored with a lot of people who don't challenge him, but just they're like, whatever he does, they're like, oh guys, how wonderful, isn't that great? And after a while, it's like being in a prison, it's debilitating. So one of the great releases in things that you will be seeing is the journey of this guy and his cult and how they work out.